right, so today we will be talking about a potential option for pain control for patients who may be struggling to tolerate standard opioid treatments. For those who have concerns about their opioid use, or who are requiring higher and higher doses of opioid to achieve pain control. We're joined by a special guest, Mr. Roberts, to tell us about his personal story of pain and experience with buprenorphine. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Roberts.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, so give us just a little background on your pain history.
About 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with bilateral neuropathy, which meant that from the waist down on both my legs, it felt like they were on fire constantly. And I went to a pain clinic, and I started off taking Oxycontin, and was on that product for about almost 15 years. Started off with a small dosage. I lived in brain fog. I lived in continuous pain, and my day became wake up, take some pills, go to work, come home, take some pills, and crash. And that went on for several years. I existed. There was no thriving. It was just an existence. Some things happened in my life, and my health care shifted to the VA, and their outlook on pain management was the first time I was ever given options on what we could do with my pain. In the past, it was always, come in every month, we'll count your pills, you'll do a urine test, and I felt like I was being treated like a criminal every month. And no one told me there was an option. That's what made me furious until I reached the VA. My primary doctor sent me to pain management, and we began a process of exploring other options to opioids. We went through the STIM management program, which is a device the VA can provide that will help with pain. We went through biofeedback and relaxation techniques, which help. Anytime I'm in a bind where my medicine is at the end of its dosage time, I use some biofeedback and I go into relaxation. And then they told me about buprenorphine, and quite frankly, it scared the hell out of me. You're going to take away this drug I was dependent on for pain relief, and the first thing you're going to tell me is that you're going to make me taper off of it completely without it's like being on the trapeze without a net underneath me. I just felt afraid, and I felt like there's no way this is going to work. But with the help of Micah and her support and her encouragement, we started that process. And then we were ready to start the small dosage of buprenorphine. And it's simple. I just take it and I put it under my tongue, and it dissolves. Within about 15 minutes on a low dosage, my pain goes away, so I can feel it go away. When you get that relief from it, it's a total relief. You feel what it's like to be without pain. You can connect with your family better. During your day, you can perform your normal task. To me, the biggest thing was before, my life was basically, if I wasn't working, I was in a recliner. At home, I was in so much pain. And now, I typically walk 5 to 6 miles every single day and enjoy it. I enjoy that mobility. That's something I could have never accomplished in the past.
So when you first started having these conversations about changing over to buprenorphine, what was it that made you the most scared about that transition?
For one, I'd never heard of the drug, and I'd been going to pain management for 15 years and no one had brought it up as an option. And then the second thing is, if you're in pain, you're a motivator. If you're in pain, you'll do anything to get out of it. And I was so afraid that I wasn't going to be able to get that next dosage of the opioid, not so much from an addiction standpoint, I don't think, because I never really got a high off it, but I can tell you out there that if you have a good partnership with your pain management counselor, you shouldn't have fear. They're really there to help you.
So you were talking earlier too about all of the positive things that it has brought to your life, that you're more active, that you're spending more time with your family. What are some of the biggest things besides pain relief that you have noticed since you went off of the typical opiate over to the buprenorphine?
I would say that I think if you'd asked my wife that question, she would tell you that how I am in a relationship with her, my communication skills are different. They're not as self-centered. I'm not focused on the pain being the motivator in my life. I have my love for others, my children, my wife, my family. They are the things that bring me joy and happiness and fulfillment, not...
So you feel like it's brought you a better quality of life?
Oh, absolutely.
Now that you've done it, what's something you would tell somebody who's unfamiliar with the medication?
The facts are, it will work as good as your present medication, except it doesn't have the downside of opioids. You don't have to worry about the addiction. You don't have to worry about overdosing. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, and you owe it to anyone that you care about to take that step, and you've got nothing to lose. I mean, you will have a better quality of life. You will overcome an addiction, and it's whether you're physically addicted to it or mentally addicted to it, there's better things in life than that addiction. There's love, there's hope, there's faith. Those are the things you need to focus on.
Well, Mr. Roberts, it sounds like you've had such an incredible experience, and I've loved watching this side of you over the course of your treatment, and I'm so thankful I get to be a part of it.
Thank you.
And I just want you to know how much we appreciate you coming in and telling us your story.
It's been my pleasure, and I can't thank you, Micah, for your support during this process. You made me part of a family, and I mean that. I feel taken care of here.